Hey guys, this is Kirob speaking, and today we are back in automation, the light campaign V2 in Ahana with Vista Automotive. And last time we designed the Gent 00000, and it's now in engineering. It will be done in 2004, which is quite a long time after the last one. And the plan for today is to take along the years a little bit first, and then let's take a look at this list. What needs to be redesigned first? The next highest in prestige would be the Dash. So I think we are going to do a new Dash. Something like 2 years down the line, maybe? And then yeah, and then we go from there. Just updating the cars as they require in a sequence of from higher prestige values to lower prestige values, because higher prestige cars want to be like facelifted a little bit more often. Before we tick things along though, I want to invest into a little bit more research. So this one is going fine, but we are getting close to the limit here. So I'll up it. Wow, that's really expensive. Yeah, and then aerodynamics was something we wanted to take a look at. The lab costs are massive. My God. Anyway, that should be fine. And now we can. Do we have to change anything here in regards to production? I think I did see that this one is kinda hopeless right now and is not doing all too well. What is going on with this car? The Mini Hopper 95 is terrible. No, it's still producing at 2 shifts, and I can't really make out why that is. We probably want to sell a few more of these. Maybe we just have to mark them down. I think they are. Oh shit, it can't sell anymore in Gasmia and Farinia because of the minimum safety requirements. I think that's it. So that production needs to be shut down, so maybe we would need to redesign that one first, because it's kind of hopeless. Maybe we just skip this one and don't have it anymore. That's another alternative. Yeah, but first of all, let's see how it sells at a lower base markup. Oh yeah, it sells much better. 17,000 cars. That's impressive. Still, we are producing too many of these. Alright, that certainly is a little bit more healthy. Now we're losing about 2,500 cars each month out of stock. With still 160,000 sitting in there, more or less. That's 8 months worth of extra stock. That will last for a while. And here we have this year's revenue and costs and taxes. Wow, okay. We made a profit of 11 billion. That's mighty impressive. And we sold almost 3 million cars. Alright, we pause it here and have a good think about what we want to do. I think we might want to go with... Oh, this muscle variant doesn't want to sell all that well. But maybe we can go with something... yeah, we could shrink the Dash to just be kind of the super and the muscle cars, and then have a dedicated hypercar on the side of things, produced in a very small factory. Although it doesn't make much sense for Vista Automotive, I guess. So now let's take a good look at the Dash 95 and design something really nice for the future. But 1995 it was designed. It's just gone into production basically. Okay, we wait another year. And it looks like we are selling out of a few things here. The Pico is selling super well. Oh wow, they need more luxury versions. I think we can satisfy that need pretty easily. Let's make a few more. And yeah, otherwise it's looking really nice too. The dashes are all gone now. Family Utility is selling out, and the family... Oh, minus... Okay, no, that's just a little buggy. That's fine. Let's see, it should jump to something more realistic. Yes. Still, we are underproducing. Let's take a look at if we can't amp up production a little bit. Oh, yes, we can. Look at that. That's looking good. 3 shifts. Yeah, let's cram them out at 3 shifts instead. And the utility version needs a little bit higher shifts as well, if possible. 2.5. Alright. The dashes need a little bit higher shifts as well, if possible. Oh, shit. Engine factory can't meet... Oh, okay, we are producing that much already. Oh, that's very limiting. We do need more premiums for this one. And less base versions? And the Taurus, even though it looks horrible, like 290,000, that's just 7 months. Or not even that, and on average like 6 months worth of stock. So, no worries right there. The Gent is selling out like crazy as well. I think the economy just took an upturn. So we up all the shifts. And have another look at the research. This is good. Let's amp the aerodynamics up further. And this one is getting there. It's almost at 6. And there we are, another year is done. This time around, we made a profit of 12.5 billion and sold 3.2 million cars. It's getting better and better. And look at the score. I think in 2 years' time, we just made about 50,000 in score. It's not too bad. Okay, let's pause this and get into designing a few cars. The Dash is up for grabs. Oh, that's beautiful. This is a 2002 body, a perfect. Okay, so it was just the right decision to wait a little longer. And this kind of leads me to believe that we should make 2 different cars, because this is a really nice car for Verenia, and this is more a Gazmian car. But then again, you can't have it all, can you? And because we are designing it so soon after the other one, I think we can go with something a little bit more fancy this time. Let's see, high strength steel instead of steel. That will make engineering time a little bit longer. And we are going with, let's take a look, what would be reasonable. So mid, definitely, for the engine placement. And double wishbone, we stick to double wishbone, no pushrod stuff. That is not something we need to do here. It's much better to save the time and put it into reliability and or better quality for the car. Partial alloy, sure, that makes a lot of sense for a car like this. We don't need to go super fancy. And we put a lip in the front and a lip in the rear as a mini spoiler. That flows much better with the lines of the car. Alright, let's keep it like this. And the dashes, of course, are yellow. We are keeping to that. And the question is, do we want to have all-wheel drive or keep it at rear-wheel drive? I think because it's a mid-engine, we can get away with rear-wheel drive only. Yeah, that makes sense. That's all good. So let's continue on. What kind of engine do we want to build? That's another question. So for the light sports version, definitely a V12 if we can. And we're going with full alloy. And let's see how large of an engine we can fit in here. Oh yeah, reasonable size. Don't forget it's the light sports version, so it doesn't have to be massive. Something like this. 3.5 liters for the light sports. It's still pretty large. Or maybe we can rev it even higher and just go with 3 liters. Oh yeah. Let's do this. This is... Oh, do we want to go a little bit larger and make 2 versions of the engine? One for smaller, the lower end car, and one for the higher end car? Or just keep it the same? I think it might be better to keep it the same. Yeah, it is. And here we go with our standard 4-valve overhead cam. Or do we want to make use of us being so early in design and redesign of this car that we, for the first time, venture into dual overhead cam territory? On the other hand, that's not really what this company is about. I mean, we've built up so much familiarity, very focused on overhead cam, that I think it makes more sense staying within this kind of design philosophy. Forever stuck in the overhead cams. Oh, well, single overhead cams, that is. And, yeah, forged. I guess that's what we give it so that we can rev it very high. Nothing too fancy, though, just the standard stuff. 3 liters, just what we want. And compression, probably can go with something like 11 there. And we want to rev this baby. Oh, 780. 80, yeah, this is a super high revving monster. And familiarity with none is 50%. Awesome. Saves us 50% of no cost. Excellent. And it needs to be yellow as the car is. Multipoint to keep it reasonably down in price. We are not going to go for direct injection ever with Vista Automotive, because that is just too fancy for us. Throttle per cylinder though, because they do like the necks broken. And performance intakes regular, because we want to sell it everywhere, and we don't really care about economy. No, I think I'm going to start out with a rev limit of 9,200 or something. Seems reasonable. And do we want to go even higher here? I think that would be allowable in this sense. Still short cast. Yes, we are never going to change that. How much power is this one going to make? Probably pretty insane amounts. 400 horsepower, I would guess. Around-ish 400 from 3 liters. That will be impressive, but I think we can manage that. And high flow, and just one straight through. Or do we want to go with bypass and then something else? Nah, we want to make it as lightweight as possible, so just one straight through and the high flow. That is all good. Just 300. Oh, that is a big disappointment. Oh, of course, we are using single overhead cam 4 valve. That doesn't rev that high. Top end. Well, that's something we can invest more into. Because if we get this one up, then you see we can get some more revs out of it. Okay, pretty much optimized. 304 horsepower and 306 newton meters of torque. 7,000. It revs very, very high. Without any problems here. Maybe we can... Oh, that might be a thing. We could... Yes, look at this. No worries whatsoever, apart from the little bit of knock, which I shall correct for. There we go. So, no worries running this to 9,200 RPM with standard internals. That makes it even cheaper. I love to see this. Oh, yep. All standard. That will make the engine so much cheaper in engineering time and everything basically. The high flow thing really helps here. That's a decent performance increase. 4 performance index. And if we go to the test mode, yeah, I think that will be doing just fine for a light sports car. Gearbox full manual for this one, and we are going with 5 gears. We don't need any kind of overdrive. I think 5 gears is enough for this, and maybe even a little shorter gearing for this one. No diff required, I would say. Okay, sports compounds, and we want to go pretty wide, especially in the rear. 295s in the rear. And can we make them larger? Just slightly, yes. 21s? That's a little bit of overkill. 35 and 30 in profile. 40 and 30. Ah, that might be better. So let's put these tires out, and that's already maximum size. Here we're going with alloy, and I think these would do. Okay, now for the brakes. It's a lightweight car after all, so I don't know if we need that much more than like 2 piston brakes, but pretty large. And of course it's mid-engine, so the weight distribution is reasonable. Hey, we got our first tech point in in aerodynamics. That's neat. So yeah, we are going with a little bit of extra cooling for the light sports cars, because they are not about top speed after all, but rather the lower categories are quite a lot about reliability as well. So should take that into account. And for the more premium, the supercars and stuff, we can always lower this one. Oh, one thing I forgot here is, well, we do have the lips on there, so let's put them down to 0 for now, and then fine-tune later on. What kind of interior do we want for this? I think a light sports car would do pretty well with the premium interior, which is our go-to solution anyway. And then a higher up version would go with luxury. Oh yeah, and we did of course advance the years, so the penalties here are much smaller now. The standard CD might be a good option. Still weighs a lot. And yep, I think it is time. Like, one thing that may take a little bit more time here now is, let's go with electronic stability. Because that's something we really want for the next set of cars we engineer, like in 2012 or something, around there, maybe a little earlier. And then we definitely need that in order to push the limits. So let's put in quality into this, and we already have familiarity in here as well. And this weighs just 66 kilograms, and this, oh shit, okay, no, that is much more fancy. If you take a look here, so we save about 40 kilograms by choosing the standard. So yeah, I'm going with the standard instead, and then improve the quality to offset the penalty of 3 in reliability we get. Although that might be even a little bit too much. Yeah, let's do it like this. For the springs, here for this one it's very simple. I think we just go with standard springs and gas monotubes and nothing fancy here. And that completes the car. And there we have our first hit. Let's take a look. Yeah, we aimed properly, so we are a light sports car. That's very good. Let's put this on here and see what we can do with some optimizations. We don't have any trouble with wheel spin, even though we are rear-wheel drive, and that is something I really like to see. Let's see, can we improve this further? Yeah, I want to get to the 5. Oh, we can stay below 5 seconds with this one. That's really good to see. And yeah, the top speed is fine. We could go a little bit higher. But that kills acceleration and stuff, and I don't want to go too high in the spacing here. That just doesn't add up for a light sports car. You want to have pretty close gears, which is this setting. So no, not going to do this. What do the brakes tell me? The brakes tell me that my guess was decent, and let's up this a little bit more. We don't have any problems with fade, and this didn't really help. Let's lower this one a bit. Oh, no, this was all good. Alright, let's take those, and... this is looking good. Let's see if we can optimize this handling a little bit more. So we want to bring it more towards this good range, because that usually means that you get higher higher cornering speeds for the fast high-speed cornering test. Let's see, we do want to have a little bit more... Well, we're turning too little. We have understeer, so we want to increase front wing. Yes, that's moving us in the right direction. Oh, that was too far, and that kills everything. Now, let's move down. There we go. Yeah, and that's nice. And you can see that it's really, really harsh a corner here, but not too extreme. Well, this car is pretty heavy after all. If you look at that, almost 1.5 tons. I guess that's kind of the ballpark nowadays for the lightweight cars that are supposedly sports cars. But pretty good average reliability for the whole thing. Alright, a little bit of naming done, and this is the Dash 02. This is the base version of it. And now we need to design the premium version of the light sports car. And I think for the premium it would be advisable to go with the sports interior, but we don't have any kind of familiarity with the sports interior. That is a bad thing. Then we could go with the luxury. Yeah, it works. It works. We don't lose too much sportiness for this one, but just in general the values are getting better. And luxury sat nav? Yes, I do think that helps. Did we want to do... Ooh. Does it need better brakes now? Maybe a little bit in the front? No, the front wasn't the problem. They don't really care about not being able to brake, as that is not at speeds they usually ride. So when they're going extreme, they will end up in a ditch and complain about the brakes. But then we just say, driver's mistake. No worries. The rear was fading a little bit, so I had to fix this. What do we do for... Oh, we can have a little bit more front wing. Again, too much. Is this really right at the edge? It was. Yes, it is right at the edge. There we go. Maybe 42? Yeah, it's creeping up. Very slowly. Sportiness still increasing. Yep, yeah, that's the best setup we can hope for here. And we can make it faster too, if we wanted to. But then the question is, does this really help? And I would say 5 kilometers extra for that car. Just 0.1 in prestige. Nah, it's not worth it. Let's see how much reliability we gain. Oh well. Yeah, I guess. Let's take it like this. That's all good. Let's take a quick look at the markets. We are going into the GT category and the supercar category with this one. Not really hard though. It's not really a supercar. Maybe we need to make a super version of this one as well. But then I really would like to have a different engine for it. Although, is it good enough? I guess it's good enough. What would we put into a supercar? Well, obviously the handmade interior, and... Is that all? Is that all we can do? The values are a little bit higher. That's a good thing. Comfort is higher. Safety is even higher because we're heavier. Lightweight sports car, my ass. Yeah, that's more of a supercar. Let's take a look at the markets. It's scoring much better in super. But one thing that I just noticed, which really is not okay for these cars, is this here. Roll angle like crazy. So there's a little bit more of a wiggle room in here for us to improve the car. We want to get down to about 3.0, so that's a long way to go. Okay, that is good enough for this one. Let's see if we can lower ride height now. Yeah, just a bit. But now I have to do this for the others. Okay, I did go through and adjusted the sway bar stiffness for all of them, the spring stiffness of all, and the camber for all of them, except for this one. We can go pretty crazy on that because running costs are not really an issue here. Just need to take care. Wow, that improved things a lot. I have to take care that it doesn't switch over this here. It's really sensitive. We have completed all of that, and roll angles are much more under control now. The drivability and sportiness values are higher overall. And the build as such, I think, is done for the light sports cars. So what we are doing now is design our muscle lineup. And those will be just 2 cars. Let's see how much engine we can cram into these cars. Okay, let's go ahead and make a new family of engine. And V8, so that we can cram more engine into this thing. Let's see how large we can go. Oh yeah, that's pretty magnificent. How about an 8-liter engine in there? Is that enough? I guess it would be. It's pretty cool. No, we're not going with flat plane. A flat plane V8 with 8 liters would rattle itself to death. And a single overhead cam. Obviously, we're doing full alloy. And wow, this thing won't rev high. And probably for those we actually do want to have premium components. Or can we get away with just standard crap here too? Let's see how high we can rev. This engine will be known for mid-grunt, so I'll put it to just on the edge of sport. 40 is pretty good for the mid segment, mid-range RPM. And we want to be low/mid range RPM. So quality up, we really do need it. Naturally aspirated and standard stuff here as well. We do want to have the throttle per cylinder. And oh no! Damn it! Why doesn't it fit? Alright, this one gets the standard box. Standard intake, because that's so nice, because it fits. We don't want to have... Oh yeah, let's put the race on. Oh, we can't afford the loss. What? Ah, yeah, standard. We wouldn't be able to stem the loss of reputation there for our other segments. I don't want that. Okay, regular fuel as well. We go rich as fuck and up the timing to something reasonable. How high do we want to rev? 6,000 maybe? Ah, that sounds high for standard components. So 5,500. Just put all the quality in there. Short cast now even makes remote sense. And I don't know how much power this thing is going to make. Not as much as the number of liters would indicate or imply. And I think we are going with a standard... Oh, we are engineering it for the other one too, so we don't really care, do we? On the other hand, we could go with bypass valves, because they do care about the comfort. Oh, what's going on here? Reliability, 55.6 in white, and why are these numbers white? Don't think I've ever seen that. Oh shit, there's a glitch in the matrix. Well, the pistons don't like it. Neither do the conrods, nor does the crank. That's a bummer. What do we do now? 500 horsepower. We're not knocking, so yeah, 500 horsepower is good. And we're restricted by, of course, the headers, like short cast headers. I think I'm lowering the cam profile to 35. And then, what more can we do? I think we do have to go for the forged. Because otherwise our reliability is just suffering too much. And we do want to rev it slightly higher. It still hasn't topped quite yet. Oh no! Even the forged components can't keep up beyond this. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, well, it's a massive engine, so I think we have to take this. Okay, let's see what the car says about this engine then. Drivability down the drain, because wow, all the wheels spin. My God, that's a mess. Oh, yeah. The gearing is slightly changed, as you can see. Ooh. Have to put up the final gear to something crazy. And this engine is all over the place. Just look at the requirement of cooling here. It's much higher, and this is completely messed up. What do we do? The brakes. Oh no. This is not how it's supposed to be. Oh, that's interesting. Take a look here. So I was noticing that this here is, well, in a good range, but when you go to the high-speed cornering, you can see that this is all fucked up. And it's already with quite a bit of front downforce. So what I decided to try out is to reduce the front tire size, and that even though it moves down significantly here in this graph, as you can see here, compare, yes, this jump, it actually increases sportiness. And you ask, why is this? Well, this must be because this one turned to the other side, and that's a good thing. So now we can reduce the wing angle here as well. Oh no, increase it, I mean, so that we get it back up to something more. Oh yeah, we're getting there. It's a little bit too much. Yes, that's perfect. All right. So overall better stats and yeah, increased drivability, especially significantly. The brakes are pretty much awful, but yeah, not much we can do about it. And luxury and standard is our option here. And do we still have wheel spin problems? No, we don't. Okay, now let's take a quick look at acceleration and top speed. Oh yeah, this is now maxing out at about a reasonable place, I would say. Do we want to go in first gear to 100 is the question. No, we don't, because that causes us to lose so much 0 to 100 time. This seems to be a nice compromise between those things, and we get a 4.1 seconds from 0 to 100. And the quarter mile is what these buyers really look at. Let's take a look at the quarter mile time. We have a 12.2 seconds at 191 kilometers an hour. A standing kilometer is pretty fast too. But I think oh shit, we forgot this. Of course we need to go for 6 gears for this one, because there's in general a more prestigious vehicle. So now we can get the gearing to an even better. Oh yeah, look at that. That helped quite a bit. So more prestige because more gears, and then we have an easier time spacing all this out, and we even get down to 4.0 seconds. One thing I quickly want to check is how much larger we can go here. It's for 720. Now what I'm aiming at here is to make the rims even larger, because these muscle car buyers love them Rams. And if we can go with 22s, they will be jizzing all over this thing. Oh yeah, prestige increased significantly. Sportiness increased further, and we lost a little bit of drivability. Oh yeah, that's to be expected. Overall, all good though. Let's take a quick look at the steering. Oh yeah, not good. So do we have to drop this? Yes, we can actually drop it to 0, and it will be just fine. That gives us even more top speed. We are maxed out on top speed here. Let's give it a little bit more. Oh wow, 330 kilometers now. And now we have massive brakes in the front and rear. 400s! 2 piston and 1 piston respectively. That's a lot. Do we want to go with higher piston count though? No, we do need the general size for the fade. So we can't really. Okay, then that's all good. I think this one is set up nicely. And let's take a look at the markets if they actually like this. Yes, they do. Okay, I was slightly confused by the Lightsport Premium there for a second. But, I mean, it is still agile. This car is agile because it has, like, exactly at the center of gravity, it has its massive 8-liter engine, and it rotates so quickly around that axis that you can do your donuts on a dime. Oh, and this is Ahana. That does bode well if 60% of Ahanans can afford the base car even before it goes through the factory. And let's see what the Gazmians think. Yeah, it's much cheaper there, so it even classifies as a pony car and sports car. Well, we don't really care. That's fine. It will be a muscle car eventually. But first, let's make the muscle superior, the MM Supreme. And in case you wonder what what MM stands for, that is mid muscle. That's a new type of car which comes from Vista Automotive. It is conquering the muscle car market by storm because people are just so freaked out about this thing and its performance, especially its donut capabilities at the traffic lights. It's very good. Oh shit, look at the brakes. We have problems once again. We need more front brakes now. Can we manage it? Kinda need to go to 3-piston and give it a little bit less here. I guess that works better. Yeah, okay. Now this is a brake monster we have created here. It's still very fast, even though it's much heavier. How much does this thing weigh? What the fuck? It's super heavy. This is no longer a light sports car now. It's 1,830 kilos. One thing we could do is go for a sequential single clutch here. If you look at the difference, that does look pretty interesting. So higher drivability, which is nice. We don't really need too much of it. 8% drivability they care about. We lose a very important 2.7 in sportiness, but we gain 4 in comfort. And let's take a look. Yeah, that's almost 4. 3.8 in comfort. Where's comfort? It's just 8%. We gain 1.6 in prestige. That's nice. And safety goes up. Well, that's irrelevant. So how do they react? 116.1 versus 116.2. No, then we go with the cheap option, the manual. Yes, let's go with the manual. Okay, getting rid of all the bottoming out, and let's just double check the premium if we have gotten rid of all the bottoming out for that one too. No, not quite. Minus 0.8. Good. Now we are all set up, and we are ready to continue into the market screen. No, not the market screen. The engineering. And let's add a few team members, because this is probably our biggest engineering project we have. And we shall give them 5 years and a lot of money. Make it really nice and good. Wow. That's impressive. 84 reliability. And here we are. That's beautiful. Yes. Yes, 4.7 years and 83% reliability. Let's see if we can reduce funding a little bit more. He's such a good man. Let's see. There we go. Okay, 83% reliability for the muscle, and the light sports revving to 9,200 on standard interior is still doing 78 reliability. Beautiful. And now for the factory, where do we have it? The Pico, the Dash. Yes, we assigned the Dash factory. And this time around, we sure want to have a larger engine factory, because that didn't work out too well last time. Maybe even go with a large 3. I think that's... Wow, that's so expensive. It is expensive, but then again, we have cash like crazy. 56 billion in the bank now. Oh my god. Oh, that's just a single one of these. Ah, right, yeah, we have 2 engine factories. Of course, of course. So let's build them in large too, both of them. Oh, and this is a huge plot, so we could even go for a huge factory and make those cars. But I think we are oversaturating the markets as is for those, so nah, that might be overkill. Okay, I think this setup might work out. We don't want to make too many cars of the Supreme or the Super, and the base versions or the premiums should get more of the cake. What? Okay, 0.9 shifts for the muscle. That's easy to produce. And 2.7? That is out of whack. So, no, I need to fix the factories for that. That is not acceptable. So we do need to have a larger factory for the light sports version. That engine is super difficult to produce, it seems. Oh, this is a large 3. And this is the V8. So we need a smaller factory for this one. And we need a larger factory for this one. And now let's see, this is 1.5 now, and this is 1.9 at 2.5 shift. So yeah, that's much better split. Okay, here we go. So now markups and shit, and then we are done. We do want to mark the light sports up by 50, the muscle supreme by 100, the light sport basic by, let's say 40, the super by 120 or something like this. Yeah, something around there, yes. And this one, it's 70. Let's see how they would be selling. The supercar would have troubles. I can see why. It's a supercar after all, and we are still producing crazy amounts of it. Like, how many? 700. Oh yeah, this is a little bit more expensive, but wow. Wow. Just 11 months until break even. Not even a year of production. Even though we are shuffling around factory build sizes and all kinds of shit. So, and a massive 5-year engineering project on top of this. Impressive! Let's start! And smile all the way. So this is the Dash 02. And let's see what will be up next. What is the next higher one? I think the Vista Automotive Family 95 might be. Or we go for the Hopper. And also, we should take a look at what kind of car bodies are available. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you next time!